Hey Chuck, it's very simple to delete the extensions, pause processing, import, and resume processing. So you don't have to walk around and place those test phone calls and then auto add the remaining, let's say 43 extensions to Office Watch. So here's what you do. First step, file, pause processing. All right. So now that the Office Watch software is not polling for SMDR from the IP address of the SV9500, extensions won't be auto added. So next step, you're going to want to go to extensions, click on advanced. Notice in the upper left-hand corner, after you click advanced, there's an option to delete all extensions. So delete all extensions. You're about to delete all users and extensions. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. You have deleted all rows. Okay. Next thing you want to do is click OK here. Okay, that's going to save the settings, everything that I had just done. So deleting all of the extensions. Next step, manually enter in the 7 extensions that you want to report on, or all 50 of them that you want to report on. All right, so maybe that's 4000, 4001, and so on. The user ID is identical to extension, so those two columns will match. Name, put any alphanumeric name you'd like there. The rate, we'll use the default rate from the rate tables and the default department. You could define these if you'd like, for example, admin phones or guest phones or back office phones, whatever title you'd like to give for the department. I just made this simple by creating a spreadsheet. So you could just open up a CSV file. For example, here I have a file called sample for Chuck. Found the location of the file. I can show the lines. So I can see the first line here is extension. Second line would be extension. First line is user ID. Second line is extension, which is mapped to extension. Third line is name, which is mapped to name. Fourth line is department, which is mapped to department. Right? I can toggle here and see, okay, that's 100, 100, admin, and department's going to be teller. Next up, I'm going to add to existing extensions. No, I'm going to skip the first line because I had headers. You may remember that the headers here were defined on the first row. So I can go back down here and remember I had extension, name, and department. Next up, just do an import. All right, so I've imported those 7 extensions, clicked OK. Now you'll see that I can click OK here, and I've added those extensions to Office Watch. Next step, you're going to want to resume processing. Don't forget to resume processing, otherwise calls won't be processed or auto-added. Again, once I do that, Office Watch will start collecting SMDR. You'll notice that from Data Spy, right? We'll see every time a call is finished, generates SMDR record, and it's going to parse the data appropriately based on the SV9500 template. Okay, so you'll see data starting to process. That means you're done. Next thing that's going to happen is the remaining extensions within your license will start auto adding. Once you get up to 50, again, you're going to have a licensing error. So it's important that you don't deliver CDR or SMDR for over the license that is set up. So, or over the license that had been purchased. All right, so if you did want to report on all 50 of them or all 2,500 of them at the resort, you would need to purchase a 3,000 extension license. As far as call processing, could enable internal calls. All right, so here's the option to do so. Process extension to extension or internal calls. Here's where you're setting the maximum number of maximum length of the extension. So maybe they're 4-digit, maybe they're 6-digit, so on. I'm just going to set this up to 4. Do know that if you leave this enabled, it's going to auto add internal calls to the user directory or to the extension directory. If you don't want it to auto add those calls, just simply uncheck process extension to extension calls, click OK, and now you won't have the auto add on extension to extension dials, but you also won't be able to report on internal calls. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our tech support department. I'm also here if you need anything. Please give me a call, 954-414-2900, extension 734. Again, Paul at Metropolis, extension 734. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.